to Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy.
Welcome to Real Estate Live with the Real Estate Guys, Aaron and Jacob Taylor.
We're keeping it real, we're keeping it current, and we're keeping it fun.
Las Vegas' #1 real estate show.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
Call 310-MOVE.
Talk to Aaron Taylor.
310-MOVE, the real estate guy.
Hey, welcome to Real Estate Live, everybody. I am texting this number to a buddy right now, 889-74. What is it, Jacob? 7427?
No, that one's on you. How's it going in Las Vegas? Hope everybody's having a great day. We're back, Real Estate Live with the Real Estate Guys.
Yes, and we got a great show because...
We got some good stuff for you today.
Hey, besides the real estate update, besides the numbers that we always give, we are going to talk about what SRPDs are, Sellers Real Property Disclosures. 80% of all lawsuits, at least that's what they say, wherever they are because of this form, and it's a disclosure form, which we're going to talk about. Let's thank our sponsors. Can we start off with Chris Sullivan?
Absolutely.
Love this guy, because we were talking about Chris.
Feeling extra happy about him this morning or today.
Look at this in the podcast, boys. See this right here, Chris Sullivan?
Have to share that with
Journey. Love him
later.
Love our boy, Chris Sullivan.
We're a little bit more in love with Chris today.
Well, he's the best. Chris Sullivan, best real estate attorney in town. You need Chris Sullivan for anything. I don't care anything, man. You give us a call, 702-310-6683, and we'll get you over to him. Grave Street Cafe. That's our cheers. We love Grave Street Cafe, downtown Summerlin. Best place to go have a glass of wine, some food, appetizers.
Italian food.
Love that. Neil Home Loans.
Sheila Merrill, the landing lady.
Refi. Buying a house, you need a mortgage? Probably not a refi. Unless you're doing cash out.
Hey, we hit about a 1 point drop from a few months back. We're
Really?
at about 6.5 right now. Rates are coming down a bit.
So if you have a
Nothing
7.5 or higher, you should be refining.
Not quite.
1% or more, brothers. 1%.
Yes, but we know they're going to be down a little more than that.
Don't know it. Don't wait.
I wouldn't wait. I'm not going to be refining quite yet.
310-MOVE. That's our number. 310-MOVE.
I'm going to give it another few months for when the feds drop the rates a bit. They're talking about
You're
it.
gambling.
Nah.
I think you're gambling, kid.
Nah, we know they're coming down eventually.
Because what rate do you have?
7.65.
Oh, you can lose a point right now.
Yeah, for what, $2,000?
That $8,000 mortgage payment that you have every month. I know we have another sponsor. Oh, Fidelity. We love Fidelity. Julie Severelli, Robert, their president, played golf with him the other day.
It was fun.
Oh, that was fun, right?
Was
with
wild.
Chase, too.
Yeah,
Chase was
good
pretty
time.
good. Won $60 from us, man.
We did.
You're going to have to brush it up on your stroke.
Hey, it's been a while.
You really are, because
I've had some important things to do the last few months.
I'm just going to throw that out there. Anybody that's 55 and over, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make you a bet. If you're 55 and over, you live in Sun City, Summerlin, Aliante, Anthem, what else is there? Summerlin, Sienna, any of the 55 and over communities, golf courses. You call it me and Jacob, you old farts. I'm 61 now, and not only will me and Jacob pay for your round, but we'll buy you lunch if you could beat me and Jacob. If you could beat us, just call 702-310-MOVE and go, man, we want to take on your son. I'll pay for the round. You just got to beat us. That's what you got to do. I don't think it's possible.
Oh, you better be playing good.
I'm on my game. I'm on my game. 702-310-MOVE. That's your number. So, yeah, we have some great sponsors, but we have the greatest sponsors in the world. It's so nice to have a job where you work with friends. You have relationships with these people, right? That's something that Dad taught you over the years, right?
Absolutely.
Every single person that we work with, Brandy, our advertising agency, Mary McDonald, Chrissy Winters, Eric Benici, Gina, all the boys here at Odyssey and K-Jewel and 102.3 and all the stations we work with, all the TV stations, they're not only people that we write checks to, but they're our friends and they're our clients.
Absolutely.
Man, that's fun.
That's a great time.
Right? One other thing that we got coming up, which we're super excited about.
What do we got?
We're starting to build homes in Pahrump.
Nice.
Pahrump is the next up and growing city. I mean, it has been for a while, but it's really taken off right now. And we are building some fabulous houses on 1 acre with water, front yard landscape, all enclosed, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, 1,600 square feet for $400,000. All in.
Gonna be some beautiful house.
You can't beat that. Now, we ain't building them for you. We're building them for us, and then you can look at it and buy it. Because we ain't going through like, I want gray countertops, not brown. No, they ain't doing none of that. We built the house. It's done. You look at it. All right, you can buy it. Right?
Yeah. With all our space running out of Vegas, it's going to be moving out towards Pahrump anyways.
Well, good luck on even buying an acre in Las Vegas for $400,000 with water and power.
That's a mill.
Good luck. In Pahrump, guys, an acre and a quarter. You know how big an acre is? You know how many feet? Take it. Don't answer it, Jacob. You guys take a guess. Let's see who's closest. How many feet are in an acre?
500.
500 feet. Okay, you're going to be closer. Say 501.
600. 43,560 feet.
43,560. You're a little off. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's a good thing they run our podcast and they're great on camera and all that because, dude, that would not have worked on Jeopardy.
You gotta know how big an acre is.
So if you want an acre, and most lots these days, single story house, little house is like 8,000 feet, 6,000 feet.
4,000.
Maybe 40 by 100.
No stacked homes.
Get 43,000. So take that. Yesterday, you guys would like to know this. Not that you really care about us or not, but I'm going to tell you. And hey, Ramon, I don't know if that's a call that's calling in or not, but if it is, I don't know. You could just do it yourself and bring them in. But do we get a call? I see like 3 or 4 lines popping up, and let me talk about the baby first, and we'll bring him in the next segment, okay? I got to spend the whole afternoon with my granddaughter, Jacob, your daughter, little Rain. And I'll tell you, man, I got to hold her, I got to feed her and burp her, I got a couple great videos. And there was one point where she was sitting on my lap like this, and I was rubbing her head behind, just like massaging her. She was just like, and she was smiling like crazy. She knew Papa was holding her. So that's so exciting. We're going to go to dinner tonight. I get to love on her again. That's like, this makes me happy,
Yeah, she was a sucker last night. Mama woke me up to feed her at like 3 a.m. I'm like, okay, I'll help out. So I go to feed her. She goes through 4-ounce bottle. She's still hungry. She goes through another 4-ounce bottle. I'm like, no way, you're still hungry. And I gave her another ounce, and she finally went to bed. Took me like an hour and 45 minutes to feed her.
Man, and you're fading, right?
I was tired as crap.
I know, you are fading. But yeah, we just love on her, man. Just a blessing for our family.
She's the best.
I can't wait till she gets in the giggle stage.
Yeah,
right?
She's already found a giggle or two, but
oh, really?
She's doing it on purpose, really, yeah.
Yeah, when she gets the giggle stage, man. And I think the one that's going to make her laugh the most is going to be your dog, Rhea, right? Zara, because the dog just will take. They have a dog, a German Shepherd, that's like intimidating, especially when she barks. But she already protects that little baby.
Yeah, she's the sweetest little dog, though. Yeah. Big dog, I should say.
Real estate numbers, Jacob, I have no idea where they're at, but I kind of have an idea, like for us, because we got a pulse on it, right? We do it every day for the week. But you're going to give us some numbers and tell us where we're at a little later.
We got some inventory updates. We got another week until the July statistics come out, but I've got a great idea, I think, on where they're going to be at.
Yeah, and then we're really going to duck dive into what we call an SRPD. It's a seller's real property disclosure, and give you a lot of ideas on why you would need a real estate attorney or why you need the real estate guys. We've been doing this for so many years, man. There's probably not much that comes up that I haven't done or seen once in a while, but not too much. I mean, doing several thousand families over the years, investors, commercial, primary. I mean, you tend to see a lot, I would say most. So we're going to get into that as well. Then we have our houses of the week. These are homes that when you use the real estate guys to list your property, we're going to talk about it on the radio show and the podcast. We have thousands of people that are listening right now, which is fantastic. And we always get calls during the week. Like you can call right now, 702-310-MOVE. If you want to get a hold of us, someone's going to answer that phone 24/7. And we'll sell your house in most cases just through our radio show, and don't even have to pay a commission on the other side because, we'll talk about that too later on in the show. But 3:15, or not 3:15, it's 7:15. I don't even know what time it is. We're going to take our first break.
It's 3:15.
And, 7:15. You're looking at Paris time. We're going to take maybe it is 3:15. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to get right into the SRPD. Thanks for listening to Real Estate Live.
Alrighty, Vegas, we are back. Let's get into some real estate stuff.
Let's do it.
We are a real estate show.
Yes, we
as a
are.
matter of fact. Let's talk about SRPDs and what that entails, right? Seller's real property disclosure. Currently, there are several. Currently, there are several SRPD-related.
Can't rewind that one. Keep going.
These lawsuits often arise when buyers discover undisclosed defects in the property after purchase. According to Nevada law, sellers must disclose any known defects in the SRPD form before closing. If a seller fails to disclose a known defect, the buyer may pursue legal action, potentially recovering costs for repairs and legal fees. For example, under NRS 113.130 and NRS 113.150, if a seller knowingly fails to disclose the defect, buyers may have up to 2 years after the property is transferred or 1 year from discovering the defect to file a lawsuit. Buyers can seek treble damages, including court costs and attorney's fees, if successful in their claims. Right, so these legal protections and requirements are in place to ensure transparency and fairness in a real estate transaction, safeguarding both the buyer and the seller. So basically, right, if you know of something that's wrong with your property, you got to disclose it, right?
You better. And you know what, Jacob? We have a caller because as soon as we started, we said SRPD and the phone started ringing. I don't even know. We only saved the number once. I don't even know how they call us because we really don't want calls, but because it's such a short show. But let's just take one, and I want to see what their scenario is. Ramon, bring them in. The best advice to give any seller that's going to list their house, and you can't go wrong if you do this, is just disclose everything, especially a house that's built in 1964. If you changed the water heater, disclose it when you did it. If you had, I guarantee you had, the sewer piping from the street to the house, guarantee you had a problem with that at some point because the house is built in 64. So if you did that, disclose it to the SRPD. If there is a leak and a bathtub leak and it flooded the floor, but you fix it and then there's no water damage, you can't tell anymore, disclose it. Right, Jacob?
That's illegal not to disclose. You have to disclose any water damage current or previous because that's a possibility for mold. Certain issues like your refrigerator breaks and you get it repaired, you don't need to disclose that your refrigerator broke 5 years ago. But if there was a leak 10 years ago when you moved in, you got to disclose it still.
Right.
Make sure it was repaired correctly.
Hey, Robert, I'm going to assume that you're over 55. Wow. I got an eye for age. I just, if they're around my age, I just can tell. Right? Are you a golfer, too? Are you a golfer? You think you can find a buddy over 55, take on me and my son, and beat us? We'll pay for the golf? You think you can do it? If you got some stones, man, we'll take you on. But they have to prove negligence. Like you said earlier, you don't know what you don't know. They would have to prove without a reasonable doubt that you knew about it and didn't disclose it.
Took measures to hide it.
And sometimes that can be pretty difficult. But we're going to have a couple scenarios when we hang up for our listeners. And they're pretty cool scenarios. And one of these scenarios, a person absolutely knew. Well, both of them. And they were my clients, and they got in trouble. So we're going to talk about that. But hey, Bob, 702-310-MOVE is our number. You probably hear it on the radio if you listen to all different radio, TV, radio, 702-310-MOVE. Talk to Aaron Taylor, the real estate guy. Yeah, write that down. Thanks for calling. Ramon will get your information. We'll give you a call just to keep in contact with you. And we're going to give you $50 to Grape Street Cafe, our favorite restaurant, just for calling it. Sound good? All right, thanks. See you, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
I sounded familiar. I don't know why. Maybe someone I know. Anyways, so let's talk about this seller's real property disclosure. I'm going to give you a scenario.
All right, let's hear the story.
So this was quite a few years ago. I listed this lady's house, her and her family, right? Her husband, kids. And it was out off of Alexander and Lone Mountain area, in the Northwest. And I always have them do the SRPD. Like as an agent, we shouldn't do it. They need to fill it out. You can assist them with it, but they have to check the box, yes, no, NA, right? So we're going through it, and she gives the house a clean bill of health. So we sell her house. 30-day escrow, Typical.
Just the buyers,
people
buyers
that-
and lawyers.
The buyers that are purchasing the house are two women, and they're both lawyers. Okay?
Right.
Nobody knew that. So, the house closes. They move in that day. The next day, we had what you call, the 100-year flood, right? Where all the water from the mountains came down and just flooded all the way down to Rancho, and it was pretty brutal. Every single window in that house was leaking. Not one, but every single one was leaking. Do you think that the seller knew?
Oh, they had to have. Yeah.
So the seller said, no, we didn't know because we never had a rain like that. So it never leaked before. Well, don't tell attorneys this because they're going to dig. So they started digging. They started calling every window company in town, giving them their address, seeing if anybody ever inquired about windows. And guess what?
They found one.
Oh, yeah, they found one. So not only were they right, they were pissed. Like, you just pissed them off.
Yeah.
So then the seller calls me after the fact. We already moved them to another house. Starts yelling at me about it. Like, it's my fault. I had to put her in her place. And I said, I clearly told you, if there's anything wrong with that house, please tell me. It's not. Here's the thing, Jacob. It's not going to stop someone from buying the house. Right?
Yeah, they might have not even wanted the windows replaced because they might have thought, oh, it's not that big of a deal.
Right.
They might have said, oh, we'll fix it down the road.
Or maybe they would have negotiated new windows.
Yeah.
But she wouldn't have had this problem. Well, guess what? They had to hire an attorney, $5,000 retainer, and they had to replace every single window in the house for those two ladies. Now, that's a lot of money. If they would have negotiated up front, let's say it would cost $50,000 to replace all the windows, right? Or let's say $30,000.
Yeah.
Well, they probably could have negotiated 10. But what do they have to do now?
Replace them all.
Replace them all.
Pay for some attorney.
Pay for their attorney. Pay for them as attorneys, representing them to pay
They
their
built
fee.
themselves for many
Well, yeah,
hours.
because if you keep reading, go ahead and keep reading before we take a break. Keep reading about the SRPD, and I believe you can get damages.
Treble damages.
Triple. That's
3
triple.
times, yeah.
Yes, you can get triple damages. That's crazy. Just not for disclosing something stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I see it all the time. Guys, if you're in this situation or if you know someone's in a situation, I don't care if it's an SRBD, but anything in real estate, just call us at 702-310-MOVE, 702-310-6683. And if we don't know it, we have this guy. This guy's like our guardian angel.
For Sullivan.
Look at this. Look at the camera. Look at this guy. Chris Sullivan. I love him. I'm going to give him a kiss. Mwah. Wearing his purse, his skirt, and his earring in his ear. Don't judge a book by its cover with Chris Sullivan. I'm just telling you. He's one ruthless son of a gun. Right? He is, right?
I always wanted to be on the other side of him.
Because here's the first thing. If you're wrong, don't call him. Because he's not going to help you. That's what's great about Chris. He never loses. You know why he never loses?
It only takes...
He takes the winning case. So he listens. He's smart. If I was an attorney and you were taking a case and you knew the guy lied, would you take the case?
It depends.
How much he pays you, right?
It depends. No. Like, he's good at, arguing the perspective, right? A lot of it's pretty vague.
Yeah.
Like, even with your case, even though you were in the right, it was still kind of vague. But, yeah, you should tell that little story real quick.
Well, let's talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, Chris Sullivan, best attorney in town, and Robert Loftus. Robert Loftus helped him. Matter of fact, I called him. I gave him a 5-star review. Robert?
Okay.
Because Robert was key, right?
Oh, yeah.
Robert's the man. So he's our probate attorney, and they work really good together. Matter of fact, all of our probate stuff, everything we use Robert. Robert's fantastic. We love him. And, man, they were so detailed. Well, it was a 3-year lawsuit. Trial was weeks, like a month. Like, I would never think that trial was so long. I'm not going to mention names or anything, but I kind of got screwed on a house that I was bidding on, and it was a multi-million-dollar house. And I found out yesterday we won. And
Got it.
I listened to Chris, and Chris kept saying, just be patient, be patient. We're going to win, right? And trial, he was freaking awesome in trial, wasn't he?
That was cool.
He really was. He made the other side look so bad.
He did.
Like, so bad.
Caught him out on so many lies.
So many lies. And here's what's funny. We're in court, and the other guy's on the stand, and he's cross-examining him, and he looks right at him and go, "You're a liar!" I caught you, right? He'll just call him out. And the judge starts laughing, and I'm looking, oh, shoot. And the other attorney goes, I object. And he goes, what, to your client lying? Yes. I mean, it was so funny. It was so good.
It was pretty similar to a Suits episode, actually.
Oh, it was. He didn't pull any punches. We even brought witnesses, because you were one of them, that weren't cross-examined by them ahead of time. They didn't take your deposition, so they didn't know what to expect, right?
Yeah.
And the judge said, now I want to hear what, because it's in the 28-page summary from the judge.
Yeah.
And you're in there talking about how you verified that I talked to him on the phone according to the times and everything.
Yeah.
That was another lie we caught him in.
Well, yeah, because he tried to lie on the spot, and I'm like, whoa, hold up here. I was there.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Well, the attorney was like, he's your son. He's going to say anything for you.
No, it was...
I'm not going to perjure myself.
Yeah, the proof was right there in the text.
Yeah.
Anyways, we got another story to tell you about the SRPD. JT's going to read a little bit more about it. Thank you guys for listening to Real Estate Live. Thank you for watching our podcast. Hope you get this information. I hope it's good for you. I hope you learned something from it. And please pass this on to all your family and friends. Think of us as, hey, your friends in the real estate business. 702-310-6683. That's 702-310-MOVE.
All right.
Go ahead,
back.
JT. Take us, JT.
Going to talk to you guys a little bit more about SRPDs, and then I'll get into some real estate numbers for you guys and houses of the week. Right, so some of the common disputes related to the SRPDs in Nevada typically involve the following issues. Undisclosed defects, of course. The most frequent disputes arise when buyers discover defects in the property that were not disclosed. These can include structural issues, plumbing problems, electrical faults, or other significant issues that affect the property's value or safety. Then there's misrepresentation or omission. Disputes often occur when sellers allegedly misrepresent the condition of the property or omit critical information. This can also include providing false information or failing to update the SRPD when new issues arrive after the initial disclosure.
Let me stop you there.
Right?
Got another story for you.
All right.
I know our listeners like stories. This is a good one. Because what happens, like Bob that called or other people, sometimes people go through this and they don't know what to do or they don't think it's a big deal. Well, it's a slam dunk case for you. Don't let someone screw you over like that. So we listed this house for this lady. And she had we just met her to list the house, right? So we didn't help her on the house that she bought that she was living in. This was a rental of hers that we sold, but we helped her get it done. So she bought the house from a flip company. I'm not going to tell you who they are, because if I told you it was Ray and Charles, then that would not be good, right? But Ray and Charles, they have this flip company. Their names aren't really Ray and Charles, but let's just call them Ray and Charles. They have this flip company. They remodeled the whole house. This lady lived in the house for 30 days. She started getting sick, like really not feeling well. She could smell something in the air.
Uh-oh, sounds like mold.
Oh, yeah. It was not, dude, this was the worst I ever seen. So what she did was she pulled the dishwasher out, the refrigerator out, and the stove out. Bless you.
Thank you.
And everything behind it was black mold.
Ugh.
And all fresh paint was everywhere else.
Oh, they painted over it?
They knew.
Oh.
Like, because you can't replace brand new stainless steel appliances
Without seeing that.
and without seeing the mold. Now, I'm not saying probably the owners of the flip company knew it. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they did it. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But whether they knew it or not, their employees did, and it's their responsibility. So then they started taking out cabinets, taking out the countertops, the sink, through the whole entire wall, back, left, right. That mold was growing everywhere.
Oh, man.
It was probably one of the worst that I've ever seen. She didn't know what to do. She said she called them, and they said they'll come out and take a look. They came out, they sprayed some stuff on it, they painted over it. They said, okay, it's fine. No, I went and looked at it, wasn't even close, right? She's a little older, so she just didn't know. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to cause any problems. She didn't want to have attorney's costs, none of that stuff, right? You know who we called?
Chris.
Oh, yeah. This one didn't even have to go to any kind of arbitration or litigation. No, oh, yeah.
As soon as Chris made the call.
As soon as Chris made the call and put it in writing, and she had one thing she did good was she took pictures of everything.
Yeah.
Before she called them, and then after they repaired, she took pictures of everything. And Chris, in a nutshell, said, you know what? I'm going to have fun with you. This is such a slam dunk
I'm
win.
going to take your whole company.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take your money, I'm going to destroy you, and they're going to have this house for free unless you give this, this, and this. They didn't even balk twice. So she paid Chris, I think, $5,000, right? Signed a retainer, made a few calls, made sure the paperwork was fine. He should have got paid 20, in my opinion. And she got like $100,000. I mean, something silly.
Yeah.
But they made a big mistake.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no. You don't do that.
Nope.
Right? Another thing, let's talk about a real estate attorney. We are in a big transaction. A lot of people don't know this, but we actually bought Siegfried and Roy's house. Right? It was your deal. Mm-hmm. You did it. You met with them. You met with their estate people and purchased the property.
Yeah, I met with their estate manager and the trustee, but...
Yeah, and then you bought it, closed on it, and then you sold it and made how much? Give or take.
We made a good amount of money.
Really good amount of money.
For $3 million.
Yeah, we made a good amount of money. But when we did that at the end, there was a deed restriction that was overlooked when Jacob bought it from the trustees that said that property can't be used for commercial use. Like no weddings, no this, no that. Well, anybody who would want to buy that property, we could have sold it for $4 or $5 million. But anybody that wanted to buy Siegfried and Roy's property, the Jungle Palace, would probably want to use it for some kind of use like that.
Yeah. Wanted to make some money off it.
It's like a historic site in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So Jacob buys it.
Like the Liberace Museum.
They forgot to put the deed restriction and transfer it to you. So then when you sold it to the new buyers, they said, oops.
And title almost messed it up.
And title tried to put it back
Wouldn't have
in.
been our fault.
No, but it was, a lawsuit was just right there, dude. It was like, it would have got ugly. But what did I do?
And fix the problem.
Called Chris Sullivan.
Oh, yeah, I got it disclosed.
Oh, yeah. Chris Sullivan talked to the buyer's attorneys, talked to the buyer, talked to the title company, talked to their attorney. He just did what he did, put it all together, and
saved the deal.
Saved the day. I paid him a good chunk of money because a lot of money was to be made. And I've never heard of that. I mean, it was something new to me.
Well, that was the first time we've seen any deed restriction like that.
Yeah.
Just an interesting situation, very unique, to say the least.
Let me ask you a question. If there are roof tiles that are broken, do you need to disclose it on the SRPD?
If you know about it.
If you know about it, I had that happen to where there's like 100 roof tiles broken on the top, and they knew about it. They said they didn't know because they go, we never went on the roof. We didn't know.
They were, half repaired or something?
No, you know what the buyer did? They went through their social media and found pictures of their Christmas lights on their roof and said, well, who put the Christmas lights up? They couldn't use the ladder. It was too hot. All kinds of stuff they found out about them. They absolutely knew about the broken roof tiles. Found a roof company that said, oh, yeah, they went and got it estimated for roof tiles, too. I mean, just slammed them. Yeah. And that was a no-brainer. Don't try to hide anything.
Yep. It's really simple, honestly. And, you don't have to be worried about stuff you don't know about. Like, if you obviously don't know about it, it's not going to be an issue if it's found out. It's quite simple. And if you do know about it, most of the time it's not too hard to prove, especially when your couch is hiding behind the wall, hiding behind the hole in the wall. Like, I've seen that a few times, right? Where someone puts their couch, stages it perfectly, and there's a huge hole in the drywall right behind it. Or the dresser, the TV, they hung the TV up in 3 different positions, and then they place it perfectly on the wall. Like, you got to tell them about that. You're obviously going to see it when you move out.
Right. And know this. We have a lot of real estate agents that listen to our show, and people that are in our industry. Know this. There is something called a clue report. Jacob, do you know what a clue report is?
I don't know what a clue report is.
Let me educate you, son.
Is this a...
Let me tell you what a
secret, report that I've never heard of?
Well, it's secret. But you'll know about it when you screw up because it'll come back and get you. So when you file a claim on your property and it's an insurance claim, every insurance claim is on a report called a clue report.
Got it.
So when you get insurance on your house,
Like
that
the
your
Carfax
carrier, exactly like a Carfax, a good insurance company, before they give you hazard insurance, they're going to run a clue report, and they're going to see. So many times have I seen a seller not disclose water damage because the house is all remodeled and it's new and beautiful, but they had an insurance claim, let's say 3-4 years ago, where the insurance company had to come in and spend $50,000 to remodel the kitchen because it flooded, and the sellers didn't disclose it on the SRPD, and then the buyer's insurance company saw it before closing and said, caught you, and something like that, as long as the seller goes, well, I didn't know I had to report it because the agent should have known, right?
Yeah.
But I've seen that. So it's called the clue report. So, before you buy a property, maybe check that out, right?
Yeah.
So-
So I mention something about that real quick, right? So if you're a buyer and let's say you find out, you discover some undisclosed defects, or if the SRT, or for example, if the SRPD is not provided within the requested time frame, you do have the right to cancel, right? You can either renegotiate or you have the right to cancel based on
Absolutely.
finding those defects.
Yeah, another way people get caught with the SRPD is they have a home warranty on their house, right? That's provided.
It's all in writing that they requested a repair.
So your AC unit breaks, or something happens. Home warranty, first month. You call the home warranty, they send an AC guy out there. They go, oh, man, this has been repaired several times. They jerry-rigged this many, many times. And the new buyer's going, well, they never disclosed that to me.
Yeah.
And then, boom, they find out, they get caught, make a phone call, busted, cough up 12 grand for new AC unit. That happens a lot. So, JT, we're going to take a break. When we come back, son, go over the houses of the week, why it's so important to list your house with a real estate guy.
Real estate numbers.
Yeah, and then we'll touch the real estate numbers, and then, man, time flies when you're having fun, right?
It does. Almost done.
Almost done. All right, thanks for listening to Real Estate Live, guys. We'll be back in just a minute. We're back. Hey, we got one more segment. Let's knock this out, JT. It's all yours. The stage is yours, kid. Talking about our houses and housing numbers, and then I'll interrupt you like I do best.
Of course.
Yo.
All right. We got 8140 Bay Harbor Drive, 89128. It's in Desert Shores, right next to my house. It's going to be listed at $750,000, or it is already listed at $750,000. 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 3,014 square feet, with a pool and spa and a 3-car garage.
No, this is not listed. It's coming soon.
Not listed. Sorry.
Yeah, nice property too. I looked at it. It's beautiful property. 3,000 square foot single story for $750 over there. It's gorgeous, and a 3-car garage.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you need to know about that house. 702-310-MOVE. 702-310-6683. I dare you. Matter of fact, you know what? I dare you to call that number right now and see if someone doesn't answer the phone. Matter of fact, I'm going to make a bet. If you call that number right now and they don't answer the phone, I'll give you $100 to Grape Tree Cafe.
Oh my! What if 5 people call at once?
Well, I don't know. Whoever has the hotline better be answering that phone. If you're listening, whoever has that hotline, you better answer the phone. At least go, I answered it, and hang up. I answered $100 to Grape Tree Cafe. 702-310-6683. Go, next one.
All right, 2733 Champagne Gold. This property is listed at $291,000. It is 2-story, 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
On the market just a few days.
Yeah.
I like that it's built in 2023.
Yeah, it's
a newer little place, nice place with a 1-car garage. And we're thinking buy a little house for $291.
Oh,
Brand new like
I
that.
can't right now.
Yeah, not very. It's only been on the market a few days, and the listing agent on this one is Jacob Taylor. No.
Lossy and Deer Springs. Mark Dabersky.
Oh, Mr. Dynabarsky.
He's in North Las Vegas.
By the way, Mark bought a little beagle. You see it,
saw
a little
it, yeah,
Lucy?
super cute.
What a cutie, right?
Yeah.
All right, one more. Let's go.
Alrighty, last one we got here is 2030 Mona Fe Court. Mona Fe Court. It is listed at $949,000, 7 bedrooms, 3,400 square feet.
Wow.
5 baths. And it's also got a loft with those 7 bedrooms. It's sitting on a third of an acre, 15,000 square feet. And it is off of I-215 and Warm
Dude, it has solar paid for.
Yeah, paid for.
A garage, workshop.
It's a beautiful property.
Oh, this is a gorgeous property. Matter of fact,
Built
we
in
know these sellers
2015.
really well.
Who's the sellers on this one?
This is our boy Billy
Oh, okay.
in Pahrump. We're building houses in Pahrump. If you guys are listening, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, less than $400,000. If you want a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 1-car garage, $300,000. Give us a call. Brand new house on an acre. We'll do it for you. So that's how we sell a lot of our houses, guys, by you guys listening to the show, by our podcast. We don't need to bring anybody else involved. Just buy it straight from us, and we'll help you out. So the housing numbers, the market's been a little fickle. I have a feeling that our median sales price is going to drop now.
I don't think until
It's going to be level this month, and then it's going to drop.
I think when we get July stats back, we will. I think our median price will stay the same, or like barely go up, because we're still seeing the results of May, right, coming into July, like the closing or the properties that went under contract in like early, mid, late May that are closing in 45 days or closing in July.
Right.
Or the properties that went under contract early June. So, right, I talked to you guys about when we see the market stats, they're always at least 30 days behind, sometimes up to 60 days, depending on how long contracts are going. So what we see in July is really what was happening end of May, early June, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to see probably a little bit more of an increase or stagnant, and then I think by the time we get like August's numbers back, we might see a median price drop a little bit.
I think we will.
But like I talked about earlier, we're seeing a low in the mortgages right now, so that might be sending things back on up.
What's the median sales price?
I don't have the exact median sales price for July yet.
It's 480, right?
Okay.
478, I think. 478.5.
Okay.
The highest median price ever was the COVID year. You know what it was?
Yeah, 482.5.
482.5. We still haven't hit it.
483.
We haven't peaked it. I thought we were. But I still feel that next summer, at the end of next summer, we're going to be in the mid-fives. Because this is what's going to happen. Mark my words. You guys want to buy an investor property? Let us help you. But mark my words. When the election is done, right?
Okay.
That new president, whoever you think it may be, so I hope it's one person, not another person, but you never know, is going to change things. It's going to help the economy, drop some rates, get started again, and make America great again. What do you think, Jacob? Think it's possible?
Sounds like a good plan.
I don't know. I don't know who that could be.
I like having money in my bank account.
I do.
I
like when more people are buying homes.
I agree.
People are refining, taking out money, paying off debt.
Put money into the economy.
Right? Making their house beautiful.
Manufacturing goods in the U.S.
Going on a trip, buying a new motorcycle. Something. I mean, come on, it's been too long now. We need something stimulating this here, right?
Yeah, we do.
And I think the change is going to be good.
We need the U.S. of A. Incorporated to be ran like a business again and get things moving.
Exactly. And in the real estate market, guys, if you're buying a house, there's so many people now that are renting. We have a property management division. So if you have a house or an investment property, you need us to manage it, we can do that. What are you cutting me off?
Yeah, I'm cutting you off.
Why?
Because
What did I do wrong?
you're fired. That's why.
What did I do?
All right, I'm going to talk to you guys about some real estate numbers. I need to get this inventory out before we end.
Go.
Right?
Let's go.
This is important stuff here.
Oh, yeah, you're the broker. I can't be saying certain stuff. Okay, go.
All right, so I told you guys last week we were sitting at 6,000 homes. It was about 6,013 to be exact 1 week ago.
Yes.
Now we're sitting at 6,150.
Oh, it went up 130.
About 135 homes. Yeah.
37.
So up 150 homes roughly from week to week. And our single family is also up about 150 as well. About 100-ish. Our sales for the last 30 days, single family, sitting at a 1,920 sales.
Ooh, that's low for that.
Pretty low. Almost 3 months inventory now. We're sitting at 2.8 months supply of single family homes. It's creeping up. Last week it was about 2.6,
there's a trend.
2.7.
There's a trend.
Is what I've been making the point of the last month now is the trend is that inventory is slightly rising every week. Sales are slightly dropping. So, thus that means our demand is lowering and our supply
Prices
is
got to
rising.
come down now.
We have to see a little bit of drop in prices, right? The stuff that is selling are your turnkey vacant properties mainly, right? When we took a look at it as a team, many of the properties that are selling are vacant, right? So we try to encourage our sellers either to take a cash advance and move out of the property early, or if you can move in with family for a month while we try to sell it. That's always the best case scenario. It's going to make the property easier to show, allow more convenience in the showings, and let the property look a little more staged and, ready to go.
I think so.
But, so my point is, unless we really, this last few days is when I'm starting to see all the headlines about the rates, right? Starting to see all the headlines, rates, 6.5.
Wow.
6.5, you can get an FHA loan for, I think, 5.75
That
right
sounds
now.
so low.
I think you might got to pay a point.
How low can you go?
But as those headlines start coming out, that might make some buyers jump into the market, right?
I think it will.
But we'll see how it has an effect. We do know that as rates drop, more buyers are going to buy. But I think until we see everything in the fives, we'll stay pretty stagnant. It's still going to be a need-based market. If you need to sell, you're going to sell. If you want to sell, you're probably not going to.
And
wait and think.
And before we go, I just want to make sure our listeners, the people on our podcast, they know what the real estate guy does. Like, we truly are a very unique team. First of all, our number is 702-310-MOVE. So 702-310-MOVE. But we offer cash advances to our sellers.
No interest.
No interest, right? It's just to help you. We'll fix your house up. We'll repair it to make it look better, to get you top dollar.
Doing it right now, putting 15 grand into a property for a seller.
And we'll talk about how we market and advertise your house, because our job, representing a seller, is for you to pay as least as possible. That means low commissions, low costs, low everything. Our job is to make you more money, and we go over that with you. So we'd love to help you. 702-310-MOVE, 702-310-6683. JT, good show today, brother.
Great shout.
Looking forward to dinner tonight and seeing our little baby girl.
Let's do it.
All right, see everybody next week. Thanks for listening to The Real Estate Guy.
The Real Estate Guy.